What if I told you I had 3 simple principles that could change your outlook on life and move you towards success instead of failure? I have worked with and met many very successful people, billionaires and millionaires. I've seen some of them start with just an idea and be very successful in life. I've also seen many people who have experienced failure, have gotten in their own way, and have given up on their dreams. You might be surprised at just how simple these 3 principles really are. Number 1, be yourself. Simple, right? Be authentic. It is what makes us stronger and helps us to differentiate ourselves as entrepreneurs. However, why do so many people spend their entire lives trying to be something they're not? Maybe it's our fascination with social media. Did you know there are more than 5 billion active social media users around the world? That's almost 60% of the total global population. Has social media impacted us so much that we look at others and want to either be them or be like them? What if I told you just to be you, to be yourself, because everybody else is taken? Stop hiding who you are, what you've been through, and where you're from. As entrepreneurs, we often hide from our past when we should wear it proudly as a badge of honor. I know this to be true because I didn't always have the courage to be myself. For many years, I didn't own my adversity. I was ashamed of it. I felt I was to blame. In some way, I played victim, when in fact, the challenges and the struggles we face each day can actually have the opposite effect. What was meant to hurt us can actually make us stronger. What we think might hurt us may only hurt us if we choose to hide it. The challenges that I have faced in my life have shaped me into the man that I am today. Often our why is buried in our past, in our career history, in adversity, in those setbacks that can actually inspire a great comeback story. Your Rocky story can make a great impact. That is why you must be yourself. I encourage you to be that person. The pain you have endured, the gifts you were born with are unique to only you. Use your gifts to help others. Share them. There is only one you in this world. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm sharing my failures so that you can learn from them. Sharing my mistakes so you don't have to go through them. When's the last time you wrote down on a piece of paper your top 5 strengths? We have no problem writing other people's strengths down, but why can't we do it for ourselves? Be the best version of you. Focus on your strengths, your qualities, and your gifts. Tell your story. Be yourself. Number 2, fire yourself. Okay, you're an entrepreneur, you're doing your thing, you're wanting to grow. You decided you were going to start your own business because you wanted to break free from that 9-to-5 grind. Or perhaps you were laid off from one. By the way, how is that going for you? Experiencing real freedom yet? What if I told you that the real path toward freedom, success, and growth in your business is that you have to make yourself less and less important in your business? I would encourage you to put your ego aside, take yourself out of the equation. Your goal is to become the least important person in your business. First step is think we over I. Think of collaboration. There are 400 million small businesses around the world. Small businesses are considered key to ensuring economic growth, innovation, and job creation, yet almost 40%, or 160 million of them, have no employees. I was one of them when I first started out. I did everything myself. It's a control thing, a pride thing, an ego thing. Maybe it's a fear thing. I was the solopreneur, the road warrior, the sole proprietor, bragging on how I did everything myself. And I wondered why my business was not growing. On a trip to Dallas to visit a colleague, I was put in the hot seat. We whiteboarded what I liked about my company, what I loved to do, and what I was not good at. what I disliked doing but was doing anyway, my answers were that I enjoyed the creative process. I loved designing, and it was rewarding to sit with clients and help them to develop launch strategies. But I did not enjoy invoicing. In fact, I had accumulated hundreds of thousands of dollars in accounts receivables, and I was having difficulty collecting. I was losing track of payments. I was forgetting to invoice clients. My colleague asked me, so if you had a CFO that was only collecting on 20% of your receivables, hated their job, wasn't good at it, what would you do with them? I quickly answered that I would fire them. I was doing too much. I was losing money. I wasn't using my gifts, and I had an epiphany. To truly succeed in business and grow, I needed to hire people that were smarter and better than me at tasks that I shouldn't have been doing and simply wasn't good at. I had to learn to let go. I had to learn to trust others with certain aspects of my business that I had held close to the chest. We should be thinking who, not how, and we, not I. I needed to stop thinking inwardly and think outwardly. Instead of thinking, how can I grow, I needed to think, how can we grow? I needed to fire myself. Fire yourself. Number 3, invest in yourself. All the money in the world cannot buy more time. Steve Jobs' biggest regret in life was not investing more in himself and in his health. As wealthy as Elon Musk is, he cannot buy more time. As business leaders and entrepreneurs, we should practice self-care so that we can be our best selves to our families, our clients, and our employees. To practice self-care may mean that we need to hire a personal trainer, see a therapist, work with a nutritionist, go to bed earlier instead of working the night shift. What is the point of becoming an entrepreneur if you can't spend quality time with your family, let alone get 30 minutes of exercise each day? The reward for success should be feeling good about ourselves. The irony of productivity is that the more time you make for yourself to care for yourself, the more you will get done. The better you feel, the better you will think. The better you think, the better you will lead. For a leader or entrepreneur, this helps establish a better, clearer mindset for better decision making. In fact, the Stoics believed that the best thinkers were sober thinkers. Too many entrepreneurs pride themselves in not eating or not sleeping or just grinding. We've all heard the social media influencers tell us how they grind while we sleep. Well, congratulations. Yes, you're working for yourself now. But what kind of boss will you be to yourself? Even after I had hired a few employees, I still found myself trying to control everything, and I began to wonder why my health was failing. I remember I was literally at my desk, and the anxiety was pounding so loudly through my chest that I was afraid I was about to have a heart attack. I found myself checking into a hospital with chest pains. That hustle culture, that sleep when I die mentality is simply not healthy nor sustainable. Take care of yourself. Invest in yourself. The truth is that you need to get plenty of rest. You need to be intentional about creating white space to just think. Yes, white space on your calendar is strategic. Thinking is time well spent. You need to delegate. You need to trust your team. You need to lead your company forward and in the right direction and not get stuck trying to control every small detail. Entrepreneurship doesn't have to be a lonely road. It's okay to not have all the answers. This reminds me of the African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Today, I want to be someone who puts their oxygen mask on first before he helps others. I've included daily exercise and a proper diet into my routine, and I've invested in a personal trainer. You can look at that gym membership as an expense or as an investment. Either way, you're right. I encourage you to go out there and make sure that the best version of you is who everyone else gets to see. If you're not being your authentic self, you should be telling your story. It is precisely by sharing how different you are that we often realize how alike we really are. If you're doing everything yourself, you need to get out of your own way. If you don't have the time to take care of yourself, you need to make yourself a priority so that you can better serve others. To reach your true potential in business, I suggest that you be yourself, fire yourself, invest in yourself. Thank you.